دوستان نهایت عزیز، بازم سلام خدمت همه شما. رخسار صدیقی از طریق چینل انگلیش کلاس بازم به خدمت شما هستم. اجزای موضوعی که امروز بازم به خدمت هستم البته بخش داستان، بخش استوری است که یونت دهم شما و کتاب سوم است از کتاب 4000 Essential English Word و First Editionش خدمت شما تقدیم میکنم. اجزای امیدوار هستم که درس مورد علاقهتان قرار بگیره و نظریاتی دارین، پیشنهاداتی دارین، میتونین در اخیر ویدیو با ما شیر کنین. خب میریم از جایم به طرف کلاس خود، یونت دهم و کتاب سوم شما.
The babysitter. Since her parents got a divorce, Anna has had to help her mother. In her mother's absence, Anna takes care of Grace, the baby. At first, Anna thought it was an easy job.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. به نام خداوند یکتا آغاز میکنیم. انا the babysitter، یعنی انا پرستار طفلک یا پرستار بچه. Since her parents got a divorce، از وقتی که والدینش از هم جدا شده بودن، طلاق گرفته بودن، انا has had to help her mother، انا مجبور بود که مادرش را کمک کنه. In her mother's absence انا takes care of Grace the baby، وقتی که مادرش غایب می بود انا از گریس نوزاد مراقبت میکرد، یعنی طفلک خورده از اون مراقبت میکرد. At first Anna thought it was an easy job، در اوایل فکر میکرد که بسیار کار ساده هست. Since her parents got a divorce, Anna has had to help her mother. In her mother's absence, Anna takes care of Grace, the baby. At first, Anna thought it was an easy job.
One afternoon, Anna played with Grace. She meowed like a cat, and Grace imitated her.
One afternoon, یکی بعد از ظهر بود، انا played with Grace. انا با می طفلک نوزاد که گریس بود با او بازی میکرد. She meowed like a cat and Grace imitated her. خب او صدایش مثل پشک میساخت و طفلکم از او تقلید میکرد.
In fact, Grace reproduced every sound that Anna made.
In fact, Grace reproduced every sound that Anna made. خب یعنی در حقیقت طفلک هر صدایی که انا میکشید او از پشتش او را تکرار میکرد و همون صدا را تولید میکرد.
She took her sister outside. She put Grace in the wagon, but there was nowhere for them to go, so they went back inside.
Okay. She took her sister outside. خواهرش گرفت و رفت به بیرون. She put Grace in the wagon. و او را در واگنش گذاشت. But there was nowhere for them to go. اما هیچ جایی نبود که اونا بروند. So they went back inside. اما اونا چی کردن؟ دوباره رفتن داخل. Once again listen. One afternoon, Anna played with Grace. She meowed like a cat and Grace imitated her. In fact, Grace reproduced every sound that Anna made. She took her sister outside. She put Grace in the wagon, but there was nowhere for them to go. So they went back inside.
Anna put the infant on the floor and went into her room.
Anna put the infant on the floor and went into her room. طفلک انا بر روی زمین گذاشت و خودش به اتاقش رفت.
But when she came back, Grace had vanished.
But when she came back، وقتی که او پس آمد، Grace had vanished، یعنی Grace ناپدید شده بود.
Anna looked everywhere, but she could not find her sister.
Anna looked everywhere, but she could not find her sister. همه جا را دید اما خواهرش را پیدا نتونست.
Maybe the baby had been kidnapped.
Maybe the baby had been kidnapped. با خودش گفت که شاید طفلک اختطاف شده باشه.
Where are you? Anna called aloud.
Where are you? Anna called aloud. گفت که کجا هستی؟ با آواز بلند صدا کرد خواهرش.
The situation was becoming urgent. She wanted to call her mom, but she didn't want her to think Anna couldn't do the job.
The situation was become urgent. یعنی وضعیت بسیار وخیم شده بود. She wanted to call her mom. میخواست که به مادرش تماس بگیره. But she didn't want her to think Anna couldn't do the job. اما او نخواست که مادرش فکر کنه که انا وظیفه‌ش به درستی انجام نداده.
Anna sat down. What was she going to do?
انا sat down. خب انا نشست. And what was she going to do? چی میخواست که بکنه؟ چی کار میخواست بکنه؟ The situation was becoming urgent. She wanted to call her mom, but she didn't want her to think Anna couldn't do the job. Anna sat down. What was she going to do?
But then Anna heard something. It was coming from her room. Grace? She got down on her knees and looked under the bed.
But then Anna heard something. بعدن هنا یک چیزی را شنید. It was coming from her room. که این آواز از اتاقش می آمد. Grace صدایش کرد که Grace. She got down on her knees and looked under the bed. خب بس سر زانوهایش نشست و خودش پایین کرد زیر تختش دید.
She could see Grace's bald head.
She could see Grace's bald head. اونجا وقتی که خودش پایین کرد سرک کله گریس دید.
Grace had followed Anna into her room and crept under the bed.
Grace had to follow Anna into her room and grab under the bed. یعنی خواهرش خب خود امو طفلک خواهر خود انا را تعقیب کرده بود در اتاقش و امو قسم رفته بود خودش کش کرده بود به زیر تخت.
What a relief, Anna cried.
Oh, what a relief, Anna cried. چی آرامش انا گریه کرد.
She picked up her sister and patted her on the head.
She picked up her sister and patted her on the head. وقتی خواهرکش برداشت یعنی بلندش کرد و او را دست به سرش زد و او را نوازش کرد.
Her head was soft and had no wrinkles.
Her head was soft and had no wrinkles. سرکش صاف و بدون چون و چراک بود.
Grace was sucking on a thumb and looked tired.
Grace was sucking on her thumb and looked tired. Grace همین طفلک نوزاد انگشتکش میمکید و بسیار خسته معلوم میشد.
So Anna wrapped her in a blanket and sang rhymes for her.
Anna wrapped her in a blanket and sung rhymes for her. او را در بین کمپل پیچاند و برش یک قافیه خواند.
Then she put Grace in bed for a nap.
Then she put Grace in bed for a nap. بعد او را به بستر خوابش برد که تا کمی بخوابه.
After that afternoon, Anna knew that taking care of Grace was not an easy job.
After that afternoon, Anna knew that taking care of Grace was not an easy job. بعد از او روز فهمید که مراقبت کردن از طفل خرد یا از امو گریس کار ساده نیست.
It takes a lot of work to take care of a baby.
It takes a lot of work to take care of a baby. یعنی بسیار یک کار زیاد است که کار آسان نیست. مراقبت از یک نوزاد کار زیاد را در بر میگیره. After that afternoon, Anna knew that taking care of Grace was not an easy job. It takes a lot of work to take care of a baby. خب عزیزایم این بود درس امروز شما که خدمت شما تقدیم کردم از یونت دهم و کتاب سوم شما بخش داستان. انشالله که مورد پسندتون قرار گرفته باشه. تا برنامه بعدی که بازم به خدمت هستم شما رو به خداوند یکتا میسپارم. روز شما خوش. خداوند یار و مددگارتان.